I'm afraid of my 7-year-old daughter. She threatened to shoot me in my sleep. By last month, she was standing over my bed holding matches in the dark. It started a few months ago when I told Kay to turn off the TV for bed. She looked at me with zero emotion and said, "If I had a pew-pew, I'd shoot you while you're sleeping." I laughed nervously. "We don't say things like that." She stared at me for 10 seconds without blinking and walked upstairs without another word. The next morning, I told her she couldn't have cookies for breakfast. She said, "If I turn on the stove without lighting it, you'd never wake up." I got chills all over my body. I asked where she heard that. She smiled and said, "I'm just smart." A couple days later, she walked past me on the deck and said, "I could loosen these screws, and if you leaned on the railing, you'd fall and break your neck." Then she crouched down and touched one of the screws like she was checking how tight it was. I grabbed her hand and pulled her away. She had to be learning this somewhere. That night, I grabbed her tablet. When I looked at her search history, I almost threw up. How do you make someone fall down the stairs? What happens when you mix bleach and ammonia? How can you start a fire that looks like an accident? Do kids go to jail for killing their parents? When I asked her about it, she looked at the screen and shrugged. "You can take it away, but I already know what I need to know." I started locking my bedroom door and hiding anything sharp. I called my sister over because I needed someone to believe me. But the second she walked in, Kay turned into a normal kid. My sister whispered, "She seems fine. Are you sleeping enough?" I wanted to scream, but Kay was in the doorway watching with this little smile. After my sister left, Kay said, "Nobody's going to believe you." She was right. I made a therapy appointment, but they couldn't see us for 3 weeks. Every day, Kay said something new. "I could push you and your head would hit that corner." Or, "It's easy to put stuff in people's drinks when they aren't looking." One morning, she came into the bathroom while I was brushing my teeth and just stood there watching me in the mirror. When I asked what she wanted, she said I was thinking about how slippery the floor gets when it's wet. She'd poured water all over the tile. When she saw I was startled, it made her smile. Then one night, I woke up and she was standing next to my bed. My door had been locked, and I have no idea how she got in. She was holding matches in her hand. I turned on the lamp and she didn't move, just kept staring with her head tilted. I said her name and my voice cracked. She said, "I wanted to see if you were really asleep." I asked why she had matches. She said, "I was just going to light one and put it close to your face to see if you'd wake up." My whole body was shaking. She took a step closer and I could smell the sulfur from the matchbook. She held it up and said, "I can run faster than you know." I asked why she would say that. She said, "Because fire spreads really fast." Her voice was so calm. I reached for the matches, but she pulled them back. "Say please," she whispered. My heart was pounding. I said, "Please." She smiled and handed them over. The worst smile I've ever seen. She said, "You know you can't watch me all the time, right? You have to sleep." Then she leaned in close and whispered, "And I never sleep anymore." She turned and walked out, closing the door behind her. I sat there with the lights on until morning. The next morning, I went through her tablet again and found messages I'd missed. Her dad's new girlfriend had been sending her articles and videos about ways to hurt people. She'd been telling Kay that I was the reason her dad left and that I deserved to be punished. I called the cops that day and got Kay into emergency therapy. The girlfriend was arrested. Kay's been in therapy for 2 months now and she's getting better. The girl I see is slowly coming back. But some nights when I'm sleeping, I still lock my door because now I know what she's capable of and I know I'll never fully trust her again.